Democratic Governors Association is warning Texas Democrats not to get their hopes up over the governor's race. Vermont Governor and DGA Chairman Peter Shumlin says, "We're hopeful in Texas, but we'll be candid about the fact that we all understand Democrats haven't won Texas in a long time." But then there are women like Democratic candidate Wendy Davis who think they have some kryptonite to weaken the GOP Texas stronghold, once thought invulnerable. To talk about this, let me bring in Leah Goldman, features editor for Marie Claire, and Crystal Ball, co-host of MSNBC's The Cycle. The new issue of Marie Claire has a feature article called "Don't Mess with Texas Women" that goes behind the scene of the Texas campaigns. Good to see both of you.
Good to see you, too.
Interesting article, Leah. And what was really interesting to me was this deputy campaign manager for Wendy Davis, who said, "We're working as if it were a month before the election. Nobody has created a structure this quickly with this amount of staff. The women you profile are 30 and 32 years old. Tell us about them and their strategy."
Deputy campaign manager for Wendy Davis is a young woman named Teresa Guerra. She's 32. She is a spitfire in cowboy boots.
She reads like a spitfire.
Yeah. She is a rock star in Democratic Texas politics. She has a lot of victory notches under her belt, including Wendy Davis's state Senate race, which was hotly contested. Nobody figured that she'd be a win there, and she pocketed that one. She is one to watch.
And the other thing that this points out is that they've started this organization called Battleground Texas. Their first year behind 12,000 volunteers, raised almost $3 million for more than 8,000 donors. Even, Crystal, if they don't get Wendy Davis elected, and the polls have not been great lately, are they laying the groundwork potentially to turn this state purple?
Well, that's what's so exciting here is you can't make progress without having exciting candidates and building that infrastructure. And both through the Wendy Davis campaign and through Battleground Texas, Democrats are saying, look, if we could turn Texas blue, then with Texas, California, and New York in Democratic hands, it would become very, very difficult, nearly impossible for Republicans to win at the presidential level. So that's kind of the ultimate
prize. Well, let's look at the presidential level. 38 electoral votes. Democrats, obviously, New York, California, they've got.
Right.
So if they had Texas, it's almost as if
in the bag.
They could win every presidential election moving forward. That's about half of what they need. Is this what the people who are working behind the scenes for Wendy Davis really have in their mind?
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a big picture, long horizon that they're looking at. Victory is going to be claimed in inches, not miles, in the next couple of years. But what they're doing is stealing a page from the Obama playbook of the Battleground Texas people are former Obama field officers, and they're literally going door to door. They're recruiting potential candidates. They're recruiting voters. They're getting them to the polls. There's a low voter turnout historically between presidential elections in Texas. The goal is to get them out. That's going to be the key to winning.
They're using things like what got Wendy Davis into the spotlight, reproductive rights.
They are using reproductive rights, and from the folks that I've talked to who are associated with the campaign, they said actually the strongest message for them has been around equal pay, which is an issue that the Republican candidate Greg Abbott has really struggled with, and his surrogates have also struggled with. But to echo Leah's point here, you know, part of the problem in Texas is you do have a large Latino population, and they have registered at very low levels and voted at very low levels. So Democrats are really focused on getting that population engaged because they tend to vote Democratic.
Well, one of the other things that impressed me is that when I've been covering politics for 30 years, long ball, people who can see, you know, things don't change overnight, but it seems like these young women have the long game in their heads. Leah,